It begins quietly. You don't notice the moment it happens. You're 7 years old, sitting across from a parent who's breaking in slow motion. Maybe it's addiction. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's the kind of silence that feels heavier than shouting. And in that silence, something ancient wakes up in your small mind. A belief that says, if I don't hold it all together, everything will fall apart. That's how a child disappears. Not physically, but emotionally. They start smiling when they want to cry. They stop needing things. They start listening more than they talk. They learn to sense moods before they enter a room. They grow up fast and too fast, and the world calls it maturity. You're so responsible. You're so strong. But no one ever asks, at what cost? This is the invisible grief of those who became adults long before they were ready. And the truth is, that kind of growing up doesn't end when childhood does. It follows you. It shapes how you love, how you trust, how you rest, even how you see yourself. Psychologists have a word for this, parentification. It happens when a child becomes the caretaker instead of being cared for. When the roles reverse. When a little boy becomes the emotional anchor for a parent drowning in their own pain. When a little girl becomes the peacekeeper, the fixer, the therapist, before she even knows what those words mean. And it doesn't just hurt. It rewires the brain. Because when you're a child forced to manage someone else's emotions, your nervous system never learns what safety feels like. You grow up hypervigilant, always scanning for danger, always reading people's tone, always on edge. You learn that love isn't free. It's something you earn by staying calm, staying useful, staying invisible. You learn that your needs are inconvenient and that being too much can make people leave. So you shrink. You hide the messy parts. You perform the version of you that feels safest. You become the good kid, the overachiever, the one who never complains, never needs help, never rests. And you wear that identity so long that one day, even you start to believe it's who you are, but inside something aches. Something small and buried keeps whispering, why didn't anyone protect me? As you grow older, the symptoms evolve. You might find yourself refusing help, insisting you can handle everything on your own. Not because you want to, but because you don't trust anyone else to hold it together. You might feel uncomfortable during peaceful moments because chaos is what feels normal. You might find joy unfamiliar, rest unsafe, love suspicious. And you might not even realize that you're still stuck in survival mode. Because when you've lived too long in crisis, peace can feel like danger. This is the psychology of those who grew up too fast. It's not about sadness, and where it's about adaptation. A child who learns early that love must be earned will keep performing for it long into adulthood. They'll become adults who never stop proving their worth, who can't stop fixing others, who confuse strength with silence. And the cruel part? The world rewards it. Society loves the strong, the independent, the high-functioning. You get praised for your resilience, not realizing that your resilience was born from neglect. You learn to survive, not to live. Children who grow up too fast often develop something psychologists call hyperindependence, the inability to rely on anyone, even when you desperately want to. It's not arrogance, it's fear. Because once you've been let down by the people who were supposed to protect you, dependence starts to feel like danger. Vulnerability feels like exposure, so you armor up. You become the one who gives, never takes. The one who helps, never asks. The one who listens, never speaks. You overfunction in relationships, manage emotions that aren't yours, and quietly resent the imbalance but feel too guilty to say anything. This pattern runs deep, because somewhere inside the child still believes love must be earned. You might wonder, why would any child take on that role willingly? The truth is, they never choose it. It's instinct. It's biology. When attachment feels threatened, the brain does whatever it must to preserve it, even if that means sacrificing authenticity. Even if that means abandoning your own needs. That's not weakness. That's intelligence. That's survival, but what saved you then imprisons you now. So many of us are walking through adulthood as well-dressed, well-spoken, deeply wounded children, performing strength because we never learned safety. We keep hoping someone will notice the exhaustion behind our competence, that someone will say, you don't have to hold it all anymore. But no one comes, because no one knows. You've hidden it too well. The first step to healing isn't to fix yourself, it's to finally witness yourself, to stop minimizing what happened, to stop saying, it wasn't that bad. I turned out fine. Because fine is just another mask. What happens to that child when they grow up? They become adults who flinch at kindness, who apologize for crying, who can't rest without feeling guilty, who confuse chaos with passion and exhaustion with purpose. They become people who love deeply but never feel loved enough, because the child inside them still believes love must be earned, not received. This is the cost of growing up too fast. You gain control but lose innocence. You gain strength but forget softness. You learn to fix everything except yourself. But here's the truth no one told you. You don't need to stay that way. No one's coming to rescue the child you buried, but you can. You can go back and hold their hand. You can whisper what no one else ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. You can rest now. That's what real healing looks like. It's not about replacing the pain with positivity. It's about finally turning toward the parts of yourself you left behind and saying, I see you now. I won't abandon you again. That process is brutal. It requires you to grieve the things you never got. The birthdays no one celebrated, the comfort that never came, the innocence that vanished too early. You'll cry for the child who had to parent themselves. You'll feel anger for the adult who had to keep pretending. But that grief isn't weakness. It's release. It's what happens when what's frozen starts to thaw, and as it melts you begin to notice something else. Softness returning. You start allowing yourself to need things again. You start saying no without guilt. You start resting without apology. You stop idolizing your strength and start respecting your sensitivity. You learn that boundaries aren't walls, they're protection. That saying no isn't cruelty, it's clarity. That healing isn't becoming someone new. It's remembering who you were before the world made you grow up too soon. Sometimes, you'll still feel small. You'll still feel the ache of that little kid waiting to be saved. But that's okay. That's the moment you save them. You listen. You comfort. You become the adult they needed. Carl Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." And he was right. Facing your own soul hurts, but it's the only way to stop living from the wounds you never acknowledged. If you grew up too fast, hear this. Your maturity was never the problem. The problem was that you didn't have a choice. But now you do. You can choose rest. You can choose softness. You can choose to stop performing strength and start practicing honesty. You can let yourself be seen, not for how well you hold it together, but for how human you truly are. There will be days when the healing feels like breaking. That's okay. It's not regression, it's release. It's your body learning that peace isn't danger anymore, that love doesn't have to hurt, that safety can exist without control. You never got to be a child, but you still have a future. And this time you don't have to earn it. You just have to live it. Not perfectly, not fearfully, but freely. Because growing up too fast might have stolen your childhood, but healing lets you grow into the kind of adult who finally feels safe enough to just be.